Welcome to Jignasa Ayush. Myself, Dr. Lohith, Professor, Department of Panchakarma, STM College of Ayurveda, Hassan, Karnataka. Today, we'll see very important area of Panchakarma, that is validation of Panchakarma. You might have heard Panchakarma in too many areas, maybe from the first year of your studies, maybe then public, even in public also, and in overseas also. This Panchakarma word is very common. Why it is so common? What is the definition of this Panchakarma? Here Pancha refers to the 5 main important treatments. Karma refers to, that's a saying in Charaka, Bahu iti kartavyata yogi dosha nirharana shakti jayatvam. It means the one which is capable of removing the toxin in a larger quantity, which is having multiple actions. One which is having multiple actions, one procedure can does the all respective karmas. Maybe it may do the brahmana, it may be do the rokshana, it may be do the karshana, whatever. As per the desire of a physician, as per the need of roga and rogi, we can think of planning one karma. So the karma which is having multiple actions, and the one which is able to remove the doshas in an excess of quantity. So this is fine, Panchakarma. What's the aim of this Panchakarma? Always we say, no, whatever we do, there should be some aim, some goal. Without the aim and goal, we can't lead the life. Even within one day also, we need to have some aim, we need to have some goals, and only we can do our what? We can reach the goals of our life. In the same way, what's the aim of this Panchakarma? In Charaka, in Siddhisthana, it is clearly mentioned, Iti Atura Sasto Sukhaprayogo Bala Ayusha Ruddhihi. So not necessarily the Panchakarma refers to only for the Bodhosha Avastha. We tend to say Panchakarma is only for Bodhosha Avastha to treat the disease. Not necessarily always. Of course, the first line of aim, first line will be the Panchakarma of that will be to treat the disease, Iti Atura first. Swastha, even for, you can think of planning for swasthas also. Sukha Prayogo as a part of rejuvenation, relaxation. Iti Atura Sustha Sukha Prayogo Bala Aisha Ruddhihi, to increase the Bala. Here, what exactly the Bala means? You might have seen the synonym of Bala, it is Vadikshamatva. So you can increase the Vadikshamatva of an individual by undergoing the Panchakarmas. So where Vadikshamatva is less, now people are talking about, the Ayush Ministry is talking about to increase the immune system, to increase the Vadikshamatva. So once there is an increased Vadikshamatva, then to the chance of diseases will be very less. I think all of you are aware of this basic point. So here, with to increase the Vadikshamatva also, we can think of doing Shodhana, provided of patient Bala and Bala of Shararika Bala and even Manobala should be very good, Sattva should be very good. Then only we can think of doing Panchakarma, so that there will be an increased Vadikshamatva of an individual. Now, when we have Vadikshamatva, of course, coronavirus, whatever the virus will not be tackled, easily can be tackled where Vadikshama is good. So here, Iti Ataraha, Swastha, Sukha Prayogo, Bala, I said, Aisha Ruddhihi, even for to increase the lifespan. Here I mean to say lifespan can be increased means the one can lead the life without much diseases, or all geriatric disorders can be postponed, where the person will be die without any discomforts, any diseases. I think that's one of the way of living. Like at the end of your life, you are encountered with number of diseases. Where patient will have 10, supposed to have 10 tablets per session. It's not the way of life, rather. So to increase the Ayusha also, we can think of planning Panchakarma. So here, Panchakarma is meant for Vadi also, to overcome the Vadi, to increase the Swastha Purushas also, to increase the Bala also, to increase the Ayusha, Bala Ruddhi, to increase the Bala Ruddhi also, you can think of planning Panchakarma. So not necessarily only for disorders. And this why this Panchakarma is important. So what is the relevance of this Panchakarma to the present days? So if you think of number of diseases, those who are approaching to the Ayurveda, to the treatment, to take the treatment, the incidents are more of Santanotpana Janya Vyadis. Maybe we can think of Prameha, maybe we can think of Staulya, maybe we can think of Chara disorders. These are Bodosha Vyadis where Panchakarma is said to be a first line of treatment. So I think I have seen number of diseases of Prameha patients where we can manage through Panchakarma very essentially to control the sugar. So it is very important to have the Santarpana Janya Vyadis through Panchakarma. And look at the present way of eating the diet. Maybe the vihara, maybe the ahara, maybe the acharas are entirely the toxins. See the deviation from the natural food habits. Maybe we consume a lot of snacks, we consume a lot of fat food, we consume a lot of refrigerated food. These kind of things will make indirectly to decrease the Agni. There it tends to produce the Ama. Thereby, the accumulation of toxins will be gone in the body. Later, it leads to number of diseases. So, this may be one reason where the natural food habits has been deviated from the traditional one. And see the biomagnification of the food that we consume. We don't know what is the nature, what they have grown up, what it is. It is more of pesticides or it more of chemical fertilizers. These will increase once again the toxins accumulations in the body. There also it tends to disease formation. This is very important, and many times we consume incompatible food. We never think of Ayurvedic lifestyle or Ayurvedic ahara vihara. Before digestion of ahara itself, we start consuming. We have number of meals, the number of snacks, number of times of this food. This will indirectly release the toxins of the body. Once the toxins are there in the form of Ama because of Agni-mandya, there it leads to a lot of diseases. And if you look at the vihara, the lifestyle of an individual, it's more of sedentary. The executive works are more rather the agriculture work. Executive works, again it tends to develop the Santarpana Vikaras. There again it needs Panchakarma. There again it needs Langana. And one more important point where people are looking to difficulty looking to overcome this called as stress. Every individual, maybe from the babysitting to the executive engineer, they tend to have a different level of stress. That also decreases the Dhatva-agni or Bhuta-agnis. There it indirectly produces the Ama. There again there is a more chance of diseases. And we are, because of our busy schedules, because of our tension life, we suppress the forceful evacuation of natural earths. We suppress the natural earths. Maybe sometimes we are hungry, we are not having time to food, or we are supposed to urinate, we don't have time to do that. But like that kind of natural earths will be avoided. These also, so there will be more chance of diseases. So because of this, our lifestyle, because of our food habits, or because of our activities, or because of our unway of having food, or because of Hina Mithya Yogas of Kala, Artha and Karma. Sometimes we sleep in the daytimes, we tend to awake in the night, like this kind of Mithya Yoga of these Kala and Karma, Artha and Karma. There also there is a problem in there will be blockage of slotas. There again there is a chance of formation of disease. So why always necessary in these conditions where why Shodhana is necessary always? Now why not Shamana? Of course. So these diseases will form at the level of Dhatva-agnis or at the level of Bhuta-agnis. This is accumulation of Ama, accumulation of toxins at the level of Bhuta-agni or maybe at the level of Dhatus. There it leads Shodhana therapy where we can't manage these doshas with Shamana Aushadhis. So that's why we need to think of Shodhana. If you do the Shodhana, there is a less chance of recurrence. In the benefits of Bhaudosha Avastha, in the importance of Shodhana, they are mentioned when you do the Shodhana for any patient, there will be less chance of na punarudbhava. Some says it says no chance of recurrence. I interpret as a less chance of recurrence. So when person undergoes a shodhana, periodical shodhana, maybe during the vadi avastha, during the kala, so there is a less chance of any diseases because we are improving the immune system, or if the immune system is a patient is swastha, if you are looking for a diseased person, there is a less chance of recurrence. And this Panchakarma why is it's so important, because this Panchakarma can be adopted for all branches. If you are looking for 8 branches from the Bala Roga to the Gara Vishas, Agara Tantra, there for all branches we can easily adapt Panchakarmas. Maybe from Bala, from the age of 1 it has been mentioned till the death of an individual. So it is for this Panchakarma is good for all age groups. It is not necessary it is feasible for only this group or like that. So from the first year we can think of all Panchakarma till the death. So because of wide range of application, because of wide range of indication of diseases, this Panchakarma is more important. So earlier I said this means instead of Panchakarma we can think of planning simple Shamanaushadhis. So here if Shamanaushadhi is there is a chance of recurrence of diseases, there is a long duration to overcome the disease. So here we recommend Shodhana where in the Bodosha Avastha. So here I would like to mention another point. When a person undergoes Shodhana, either Panchakarmas, there is an Buddhi Prasadam Balam Indriyanam. Buddhi Prasadana. Prasadana Buddhi Balam Indriyanam. So it normalizes that, it gives a strength to all Indriyas. Maybe the Gyanendriyas, maybe the Karmendriyas. So look at the condition of old age. All Indriyas will be minimum functioning. All Indriyas will not able to function in normal way. In the like that, if your patient is undergoing Shodhana, all Indriyas, maybe the Jnanendriya, maybe the Karmendriya will be in the normal condition. Then Jolanaksara Deeptim. We believe that Agdimandya is or Ama is one of the basic cause for all diseases. So when person is having good strength, there is a less chance of any diseases. So simple by undergoing Shodhana, maybe swastha diseases, will have Balamindriyanam also and Jolanaksara Deeptim. It increases the Dhatu to a good extent, so that patient will be a less chance of any diseases. So some we say always Bodosha Avastha. No, Bodosha Avastha is one of the indication for Panchakarma. What exactly Bodosha Avastha means? So when you look at the text, it's there mentioned Avipaka Ruchi Stavalya Panitam Gauramantlama Pidako Kota Kandanam Sambhavarati. Like we have 5-6 line of Bodosha Lakshanas. So when you take out, when you restart reading, do you think Avipaka we need to go for Panchakarma? Aruchi we should go for Panchakarma? Staulya should go for Panchakarma? So here Bodosha Lakshanas refers to a group of signs and symptoms. A single word I mean to say, it's more of a syndrome. Bodosha refers to a syndrome or a disease which is from longer duration. Gambhir Avastha. Patient is having the signs and symptoms, maybe the Vipaka since longer time. Associated with Vipaka, patient is having Aruchi also, patient is having Agnimandya also, Tandra is also there. So it's a combination of signs and symptoms, that's called a syndrome, along with the chronicity. And third point is patient is not able to manage by Shamanadi karmas. One Bodhosha refers to here, it's a syndrome, a group of signs and symptoms. Second is the chronicity is more. Third is it is related with the combination of signs and symptoms. Okay, chronicity is more. Then duration, the duration and chronicity is combination of signs and symptoms. And third is not able to manage by Shamanaushadhi, then we can think of Bodosha Avastha. So when Bodosha Avastha means, I have made a good line of assessment parameter of Bodosha Avastha. So I have made 20 different signs and symptoms. I'll be asking 20 questions. I'll be giving handbills to an individual. They will score themselves. They will come with a ranking. After 5 ranking, it shows patient is having bodhosha lakshanas. For example, the question is like that: do you suffer from skin rashes? Do you suffer from bloating after meals? Like this, I have made 20 different questions based on the bodhosha lakshanas. If patients say yes for 5 lakshanas, then it is a bodhosha avastha. If within 4 lakshanas are there, need not to worry about the bodhosha lakshanas. A patient is will not having any toxins loaded in the body, rather patient will be healthy. Like that, after this presentation, I'll be sharing the PPT also. We can go through, like, do you have do you habit of smoking, or you will sit with the smokers? Do you eat red meat twice a week? Do you rarely eat fresh fruits or vegetable? Like this, I made 20 points and I validated also. After 5 score comes, patient will have the other lakshanas, like patient will have Aruchi also, patient will have Angamarta also, patient will have Staulya lakshanas also, like that. After 5, it is always, you can say you are suffering with bodhosha avastha. Like even I made with like Manor combination of manas also. Do you have mood swings? Do you crave for certain food? Do you skip meals, especially the breakfast? Do you find difficulty in concentration? Like that, I have made 20 questions where we can ask and we can validate the bodhosha lakshana. Simply we are batting the bodhosha lakshana simply. Then and application wise, if you look at, it's no use. Rather, simply we go for lakshanika chikitsa. If kapha is there, go for ramana. If daha is there, go for virechana. If it's vata is there, go for preferably basti. It's not like that. Rather, we need to assess where patient really stands. Patient is, the toxins level is really more, or toxins level are really less or normal. Like that, we need to assess, so that we need to validate the bodhosha lakshanas. So, do you think only Panchakarma is able to manage the toxins, or our body is already equipped with the management of toxins? Of course, our body is designed to cope up with the toxins every day. Our body is always ready with a system to overcome the toxins. Of course, every day, whatever the food we consume, whatever activities we do, the lifestyle, also there will be deposition of toxins day by day. Or maybe throughout life. So body has a defensive mechanism to overcome the toxins. it may be by neutralizing or transforming or eliminating it. Sometimes it neutralizes it, or maybe it changes to a different transform it, or it may eliminate with the sweat, like that. We have different techniques of body to eliminate the toxins. Like that also we have different Svedana techniques. So that's the reason I think 13 different Svedana types have been mentioned. If you have particular Svedana, it will help to only the transforming or eliminating it. So when you have particular Asta Sveda, it's only to neutralize and to normalize the functioning of that particular area. Like that, we need to have particular Sveda to have a particular functioning. So we have a liver, the main organ of to overcome the toxins and to cleanse our body. We have respiratory system to cleanse our body. We have big skin to remove the toxins, and we have intestine to remove the toxins, and we have the lymphatic system to overcome the toxins. So these may be the lungs, or maybe the kidneys, or maybe the liver, or maybe the skin, or maybe the lymphatic system. Always will be to roll out the toxins, or to remove the toxins from the body. I said maybe it eliminates, or it may be transformates, or maybe neutralizes. So here toxins goes behind this capacity. When toxins are which is not able to manage, so there it goes on depositing in the body, and there it starts with the syndromes. Many times it happens with the patient end up with the syndrome. Not necessarily in first day one only. The system, the toxin and this toxic system will be hampering, and it end up with the disease. Rather, it go on accumulating the toxin because it is not able to excrete or eliminate the toxin which is producing because of the lifestyle or because of our habit. So when the toxins are more, when it affects the Datvagnis or Bhutagnis, there will be more toxins in the body. When the more toxins is there, it end up with the disease. So it's always, if you are doing exercise, if you have meditation, if you have good lifestyle, you not to worry. As per my understanding, you not to worry about Panchakarma, because body has a strong system to eliminate the toxins. So need not to worry. Provided our lifestyle is good, our vihara is good, our ahara vihara, ahara satmeta. If you are if you are eating, our lifestyle is good, means I'm not doing any exercise, so there is a chance of toxins. I'm not exposed for exercise, there is a chance of toxins. I'm not eating, I'm not drinking water, there's chance of deposition. I'm not exposed to good, not exposed for good oxygen. There also I'm failed to remove the toxins. So these are the number of reasons where we tend to develop the toxins. There is a need of Panchakarma. So this Panchakarma can be employed maybe preventive, maybe promotive and curative, as I said. So here we can't plan Panchakarma straight away. No, patient is suffering with toxins, straight away think of doing Vamana, Virechana, Panchakarma. No, rather there is a systematic approach of an individual that is called as maybe the Rukshana. First we are supposed to do the Rukshana, then with the Snehana. This Snehana plays a quite important role, because the toxins are the cells which is made up of lipoprotein, and with whatever that Snehana we are doing with their lipoprotein, these will make an osmosis or variation of toxic exchange or whatever the things happening there. It helps to take out the toxins. So this is Snehana is quite important. Then followed by different Svedas. Then with Paschatkarma. Paschatkarma is quite important. Many times we tend to neglect after Shodhana. Then with rejuvenation, Rasayana Chikitsa. So the Panchakarma as such, it may not be a complete treatment, rather it's an half line of treatment. Just we are cleansing the toxins out from the body. There we need to rejuvenate it. So for that we have different rasayanas that has to be prescribed. Then when you look at this, Panchakarma is so useful. It removes the toxins out from the body. It has a direct influences on the Indriyas, all Indriyas, and it has an influence on the Manas. Do you have any scientific validation, scientific reasoning, scientific backup of all these Panchakarma? Of course, yes. There are n number of publications which are been published since many days. Few things I will be going to highlight here. Think of this simple Vamana. Vamana, see, there are a number of researchers about the classical Vamana and Siddha Vamana. When person undergoes classical Vamana, there is an increased glucocorticoid hormone. There is an increased production of the glucocorticoid hormone. This increases the ACTH. Thereby, it overcomes the autoimmunity and inflammatory conditions. When person undergoes Vamana, there is an increased production of the glucocorticoid hormone. There it increases the production of ACTH hormone. When there is more production of ACTH hormone, there is a decreased inflammatory condition, and it overcomes the autoimmune diseases. So another the phenomenon what happens after Vamana, it increases the catecholamine. When the catecholamine in the body is increased, it tends to increase the heart rate. Then it tends to dilate the skeletal muscles. One is it increases heart rate, and second is it dilates the blood vessels of the skeletal muscles. So dilatation of the skeletal muscles will be dilated, and it increases the heart rate. Again, when the heart rate is increased, again there is an decreased inflammatory features, inflammatory condition, and also it helps to increase to overcome the autoimmune diseases. So one is ACTH stimulation and increase of catecholamine. Thereby, it increases at the level of heart rate and increase in the level of dilatation of the skeletal muscle. When the skeletal muscles are dilated, there is a directly inflammatory condition will be reduced, and it overcomes with the autoimmune diseases. There is a published journal. You can go through Journal of Ayurveda and Holistic Medicine. May 2013, Volume 1, Issue 3. There was a research on effect of Vamana in Amavata, rheumatic fever, where ESR was 40. After treatment, it came down for 18. AS elevator, a decreased anti-streptolysin O, has suggested that a Vamana is a definite answer for autoimmune diseases, where AS elevator before it was 1385. After treatment, it came to 213. See, the AS elevator, how much it is reduced from 1385 to 213. That much of drastic reduction of the inflammatory feature and autoimmune conditions. When there is an this is autoimmune disease, so you can think of any patient which is having an inflammatory feature, which is said to be an autoimmune condition or autoimmune diseases. Definitely, Vamana is a right answer, provided we are doing in a right way. Many times, what happens because of lack of time, because of difficulty in consumption of Snehapana, skipping the Dipana, these lacunas will not yield the desired benefits. Many times patient is having only 5 days, straight away start with Snehapana without giving Dipana, never look about the Samyak Siddha Lakshanas, give only for 3 days of Snehapana, maybe 30, 60, 90, then post for Vamana. No, rather think of all parameters which are to be followed during the course of Vamana. Start with a Niramavastha, assess the Niramavastha. Once Nirama is over, select a precise Snehana Dravya, go for Shodaranga Snehapana in a right way, then think of some certain Vishrama Kala, go for Vamana. Then it's very important that many times physician will not do the Sansarjana Krama. You may think, let them have whatever the food one's like. Patient, whenever patient is not there, patient will not listen to us. Then the effect will be not there. You can't expect a desired benefit. Simply we say, the researcher says it's very good in anti-inflammatory or even in the autoimmune conditions. And we are not able to follow what is mentioned in the text, what to be followed, then the desired benefit will not be there. Then regarding the Virechana, I am treating good number of Virechana patient, the Madhumeha patient with Virechana or Vamana. Based on the Avastha, I'll be looking for the selection of procedure, maybe Vamana and Virechana. Here there was a research in Ayu journal, which is published in Ayu journal, July to September 2013, Ayu journal, July to September 2013, volume 34, issue 3. There they are clearly mentioned undergoing classical Virechana that shows blood sugar level of the diabetes mellitus patient by lowering the hepatic glucose production by 56%. If a patient is undergoing a Virechana, it lowers the hepatic glucose production of the glucose, and thereby it reduces the FBS and PPBS by 56%. What else do we want? See, many a times patient come with an uncontrolled diabetes, or patient will come with a newly detected diabetes. We can manage very well, we can have a control of the patient very well by Vamana and Virechana. I have seen good number of patients, personally also I am treating with, of course, this being a Santarpana Vikara, we need to go for Rokshana first, then the proper Snehapana, then Ahara Vihara we need to modify. Altogether we need to have a control. I don't say only Virechana does, it has been done, rather Rokshana is not done, but it's a combined effect. Rokshana has to be done, being in Santarpana Vikaras, then we need to plan for proper Virechana, proper Sansarjana Krama, and we can see the benefit 56% within the course of Virechana, because it has a direct role on hepatic glucose production. Okay? By lowering the hepatic glucose production, we can have a desired benefit on FBS and PPBS by 56%. So many times it happens. Again, Virechana is more of time consuming. Again, it need lot of patya. Patient will not have time and the patient will not able to palatable, the Sneer, Pana, whatever, we tend to give a Sadhya Virechana. It's very easy. On Sundays, we give Sadhya Virechana. And do you think that the effect will be the same? No. Even for diabetes patient also, Sadhya Virechana. Of course, there is quite benefits of Sadhya Virechana. I don't think say no. When you compare with a classical Virechana, there the recurrence rate is negligible. There was some research in the article I said, Ayur Journal, October to December 2012, volume 33, issue 4. There was a research where they made into two groups. One group with classical Virechana, another group with Kosha Shuddhi, just give Sadhya Virechana. When the classical Virechana patient, with an Vichartika patient, there was no negligible recurrence, and the remission rate was 81% with classical Virechana patient. Where with Kosha Shuddhi Virechana patient, the remission rate was only 22% and the recurrence was 89%. See, recurrence rate is here, the negligible, maybe 5% or 10%. Here, the recurrence rate with Kosha Shuddhi is 89%, 89.5%. So, that much of drastic improvement or drastic benefits will be there between a Sadhu Virechana and with that of classical Virechana. Many times we claim, so I did when Vichartika patient, I did Virechana, but the effect was not there. Effect was not because it was not there because of the chance of mistake from the Vaidyas or with the Rogi. Here, a chance of mistake may be because of improper selection of Snehana Dravya, or if you are even the Thaila we are selecting our patient, the number of Vega patient encountered, or the selection of Virechana Dravya, because for all the Virechana Dravya we give Triyut Leha. No, rather we need to have an Adhikaravastha or Adhisthana based Dravya has to be selected. Which Adhikara this Virechana Dravya is mentioned, that Aushadha has to be selected. Then we need to think of giving with Sapana or Anupana. These all issues will be important. So simply if you give Virechana with Triyut Leha, I don't think so it is have desired benefits. So if you look at Basti concept, when you are looking for Basti concept, there are n number of researchers in the Bastis. So immunological and metabolic response and to a therapeutic course of Basti and obesity. So this Lekana Basti, it works at the level of metabolic condition, metabolic responses or immunological conditions. There was some research also, it is published in IJMR, Indian Journal of Medical Research. They claim that it is have a regulatory pro-inflammatory cytokines, immunoglobulin and functional properties of T cells. So Basti has a greater role in regulating the cytokines, immunoglobulins. So when a person is suffering with cytokine problem or immunoglobulin problem, the proper selection of Basti is going to be a major role. But again, there was a research which was conducted in published in one of the article, Basti, an alternative in prevention and management of diabetes. There also they have mentioned that it helps to increase the bacterial or microbial flora in the gut. So when the gut is normal, when the gut is in the normal functioning, the number of disorders can be easily managed. So here they have claimed the unhealthy microbial loaded was being cleared and healthy microbial flora in the gut therapy shows it is having a direct help in beta cells autoimmunity. So it reduces the beta cells autoimmunity. So when the beta cells autoimmunity is reducing, then indirectly it helps in the diabetes mellitus. Then I was talking about Vamana, Virechana, Basti and all, only Panchakarma. Do you think this Abhyanga has a role at the level of hormones? Yes, there was a research research on Abhyanga in journal article by Michael. You can see in volume 37, 2002. There also they were made into two groups. One group was subjected with an Abhyanga with a scientific method. Another group were posted with to watch videotapes, just to relaxing videotapes were put to watch that. The subjected with massage or Abhyanga, there we can appreciate the decrease in the anxiety, decrease in the cortisol and the depression. Here in the relaxation videotapes, no changes are observed. Okay, so here the cortisol level is decreases, anxiety is decreased, depression is decreased. So here Abhyanga is also has a definite role in producing the cortisol level, in the controlling of cortisol, anxiety and depression. Here, how it exactly does? It increases the blood and lymphatic flow. When you do a methodological way of Abhyanga, it increases the blood and lymphatic flow. When there is an increased blood and lymphatic flow, there is a more production of hormone that is called natural sedative hormone called as tryptophan. Tryptophan hormone will be produced. It's called a natural sedative hormone when patient undergoes Abhyanga because of the increased blood flow and lymphatic supply. So here totally I can say when you do Abhyanga, there is a more production of natural sedative hormone called as tryptophan hormone. So here Abhyanga is also has a benefit in controlling the anxiety or stress. We had again another group of research was conducted on chronic fatigue syndrome. Again, two groups were made. One group was advised for the rest, another group was advised for Abhyanga. Here, when the person with chronic fatigue syndrome, when you go with resting, there was an increased activity or reduced individual activity level by 50% within 6 months. So when the patient is already chronic, again you are making to rest, a further deterioration of 50%. Where therapeutic massage, when your therapeutic Abhyanga was done, the fatigue related symptoms like anxiety, somatic symptoms, depression, decreased sleep and pain was reduced. So we can appreciate when chronic fatigue syndrome also, if resting is not advisable, rather we need to think of Abhyanga. You might have heard of this Abhyanga on EEG pattern. When then increased frontal delta waves that shows suggesting the relaxation and decreased frontal alpha and beta waves suggesting the enhanced alternates. So when your person undergoes Abhyanga, it's increased frontal delta waves and decreased frontal alpha and beta waves. Like that, the proper methodological way of Abhyanga also has a directly influence on the immune system and even at the hormonal levels. So otherwise, you see our Panchakarma rooms are not good, it's not pleasant, and the duration was not maintained properly. The benefits to the Panchakarma will be reduced because Panchakarma is not only the Vamana where we can't do without Abhyanga. So Abhyanga benefits, Abhyanga if you are doing proper way, methodological way, we have more benefits. So do you think this has a benefit at the neurochemical level? When the person is under severe emotional stress or unresolved emotional plan, there is a high level stress hormone called as cortisol. So when person is under severe stress, the person will tend to develop the high level cortisol hormone. So which when person on that level, if you are doing Abhyanga, it directly suppresses the immune system functioning, which is linked with the depression, stress and diseases including the cancer. When you do this Abhyanga, this cortisol level will be reducing. Even this effect of Shirodhara is also. The Shirodhara we do it very commonly for all stress-induced persons or as a part of Swasthar. So when you do Shirodhara, it increases the serotonin level. It increases the serotonin level, dopamine level and feel-good hormone, non-epinephrine hormone by 31%. When you do proper Virachana, this proper Shirodhara, there is an increased production of the serotonin level, increased production of the dopamine and increased production of the non-epinephrine hormone by 31%. Indirectly, the cortisol level will be reduced by 31%. When there is a feel-good hormones are produced more, non-epinephrine or dopamine or maybe the serotonin level, the cortisol level will be reversed by or maybe reduced by 31%. This also it is published in International Journal of Ayurveda and Neuroscience, Volume 15. International Journal of Neuroscience, Volume 15, Issue 10, October. So here, whatever we do, the Abhyanga, whatever we do, Shirodhara, all has an effect directly on the hormone level, directly on the immune system. This is my intention, showing whole this presentation. Whatever we do, we should not think very lighter way. Simply we do Abhyanga means do it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and you say no. Rather, it should be a methodological and therapeutic way. So this is my just I would like to conclude is the Shodhana therapies has an important role in present era because of our lifestyle, or because of our ahara, because of our stress, or because of our work demand. There is a lot of tensions there. It increases more psychosomatic disorders. So psychosomatic disorders can be easily managed through various Panchakarma, so that we are improving the Vadikshamatva also. We are improving the functionality of all in the Jnanendriya and Karmendriya, and we are improving the clarity of the Buddhi. Buddhi is something which is Nishyaatmakam Hetu, what the best decision we can take. So overall we can improve the Agnis. When there is Agni is there, of course there is less chance of diseases. So to the present era, considering all possible considerations, from the Bala to the Jara, we can adopt all Panchakarma to have a maximum benefit to the mankind. I'm thankful for Jignasa people for giving an opportunity to share my views on the research background, researchers on Panchakarmas. So please address how much Virechana works in skin disease. What is the role of Sneer in skin disease? More and on what basis medicine explained. So the question is, address how Virechana works on the skin disease. So Virechana, it's more of Takvikara, it's more of Rakta Pradhana Vikaras. When you're looking at the systemized diseases, this is more of Takvikara, it's more of Rakta Pradhana Vikaras. Have seen maybe the Virechana, or maybe the Kitiba, or maybe a number of diseases after Vamana, then followed by Virechana. Patya plays a quite important role. How exactly it works in the skin disease? So simply I can say here, one is to remove excess toxins which is loaded in the body. Second is it improves at the level of Dhatvagnis, Bhutagnis. When the Bhutagnis are normal, when the Dhatvagnis are normal, Amata will not be there. There is less chance of accumulation of the toxins. When the accumulation of toxins are less, there is a less chance of any diseases. So the role of Virechana with Tuk means Virechana is the best line of treatment for Pitta Vikaras. Pitta and Rakta is having Ashtraya Bhavas. So we are treating at the root of disease. So here, I'll say not necessarily only with Virechana will work, rather go with Vamana, do with Virechana, then proper Ahara Vihara, proper lifestyle, then with Shamanoshade is quite important. I don't claim really maybe the Basti or maybe the Vamana Virechana are not complete treatment, rather these are partial treatment. Just like before painting, we supposed to clean the wall, then we supposed to paint. This cleaning will be done by Panchakarma, painting will be done by Shamanoshade and Rasayanas. So without cleaning also we can't paint it. In the same way, in any skin disease, in basic skin diseases, of course we can manage with Shamanoshade, but at least Uttanasara Shodhana have a definite benefit in controlling the Tatvikaras. Explain Rukshana in detail, sir. Rukshana is quite interesting. I can talk only with Rukshana for one day. It's quite important and interesting subject. it is clearly mentioned in Charaka Chikisa Vatarakta Adhikara. Atiruddha Anilo Nado Shastam Snenam Purumanam. Atiruddha Anilo Nado Shastam Snenam Purumanam. Kupite Marashamrodo Medoso Kafaseva. Atiruddha Anilo Nado Shastam Snenam Purumanam. Hope you understood. Kupite or Marashamrodo when Marga Rodana is there. Kupite Margashamrodo Medoso Kafaseva. Atiruddha Anilo. Atiruddha Anila. Even excess of Vata is also there. Nado Shastam Snenam Purumanam. Then what they have mentioned? All Panchakarma has been mentioned, Shilajita Prayoga has been mentioned, Takarishta Prayoga has mentioned. Even based on the Amata, when you can think of maybe Pana, like Takrapana or maybe Takarishta Pana, Anna, maybe Rukshana, maybe Avanna. Beshada means internally or externally. Even Rukshana can be done by Lekana Bastes or maybe Kshara Bastes. Okay? Externally by lepas, like n number of lepas or maybe Udvartana, Parisheka, no, and even by Aushadas. There also they are mentioned Shilajita Prayogascha, Gugulu Prayogascha, Gomutra Prayogascha, which has been mentioned. So these all will make the, it will indirectly helps to remove the Agni, remove the Ama at the level of this Bhutagni and Datvagni, so that whatever the Sneha is given later helps to reach the targeted areas where it has to reach. Then only the desired benefits will be there. Otherwise, without for already they are loaded with the toxins. If you are not clearing the blockade to reach the target area, there is no question of the medicine is going to act. Of course, I think you might have understood the concept of Lipan Apachana. See, Lipan Apachana are very important. It has a direct role in stimulation of vagus nerve. When there is a stimulation of vagus, the cephalic, you might have heard the cephalic mechanism of digestion. When there is a direct stimulation of vagus nerve, it has a directly stimulating at the Datvagnis, both Agnis. When the Agnis are stimulated, when the digestion process is good at the level of various level, there is a more benefits of all Panchakarmas. If you are not doing Rukshana, we have failed actually. Even your Snehapana will be failing and your some Samyak Lakshana will be desired, Samyak Lakshana will not be there, and patient will not follow Samsadhan Karma and will end up with saying Panchakarma is not working, Ayurveda is not working. That's not way. Shodhana, the Rukshana is quite important. And even they are mentioned, Vayama is also does the Rukshana. We can advise the based on the Amata, you can go for Vayama also. How could dosha reach intestine during Snehana and Svedana? It's not possible scientifically because the intestine is away from the way of traffic. Okay, a very good question. How the doshas will move to the intestines? See, for example, if you do Omana, do you think the content when you cough, the content will be taken out from the alveoli or from the GIT? It's really from the alveoli. In the same way, whatever the medicine will be given, the targeted Snehana, it will reach to the targeted or which is hampered or which is toxicated to the maybe the limb or maybe the finger. There, when because of more quantity of Sneha, that cell will not able to keep the more quantity of Sneha. It try to remove that excess of Sneha. Hope you understood. These cells are made up of flat globules, and whatever the Snehapana we are giving high dose, that's also it's going to be flat globules, and there is exchange of these because of this osmosis, because of variant in the content or maybe the proportionate, it will that cell will not able to keep that unwanted thing or because of osmosis. So when we give Snehana, there will be dislodgement of doshas or ama. There it will be taken out through the GIT. So GIT is such a system, whatever we give, then immediately there will be reaction on the end part. See, our GIT is the first. If where simple target tissues will be there, that will be stimulated in the end nervous system, end area. Here there is a because of for example, a person is taking has taken already the poison. Immediately there will be a effect on the periphery because we have a sensory receptors from the intestinal area to the whole system. That's how we call it as centric nervous system. No, CNS and ENS you might have. Whatever you give to the colon, that we can see the benefits or actions at the periphery. It is not necessary it has been directly linked. Bodhasha was the best on scoring. Please can you share inputs on that scoring? Sir, I have made that very simple. Simply, I have made 20 points. So, if the time permits, I'll go through this. I'll be sharing this video. Based on that, see, this is my own idea. I get to publish. I'll tell you. I mentioned 20 points. Do you suffer from fungal infection? If you say yes, means he has to say one score. Do you feel tired, lethargic, even lethargic most of the time? That's maybe Tandra, Alasya, we say, no, like that. For that I made. Do you feel joints or muscles sometimes ache? No, that I mentioned. Do you find difficulty to concentrate? I told. Do you feel irregular in the bowels? Do you have mood swings? Do you crave for the food? Do you eat fried food or junk food? Do you eat red meat? Do you rarely eat fresh fruit? Do you consume alcohol? Do you suffer from bloating? Like that, based on both those Lakshanas, I made just to scoring myself. No, just we give self-assessment scoring. No, one for one. This is a score. Two. This is a score during our PG and PhD status. We give self-scoring assessment. Even modern scoring assessment also. One refers to these are the Lakshanas. Like that, I made 20. Then 25th up to 25, body will manage. Body we have 5-6 systems. They will try to work on the toxins. Otherwise, after 5, we need to have more detox therapy, that is more on Panchakarma. Please share your experience on treating diabetes patient with Virachana. Example, say news for specific Virachana. See, this is quite important. All Madhumeha patients, it's whatever majority of them are more of Kleda Pradhana Vyadhi. It's more of Santarpanota Vikara. Do Panchavalkala Pata Parisheka after Udvartana followed by Panchavalkala Pata Parisheka or Asanade Gana Kashaya Parisheka. Do it till patient feel lightness. Do it patient feel happy, comfortable, little active. We definitely can say the changes after 3 days. 1 to 3 days, if you start doing maybe Takradar along with Udvartana Parisheka as a part of Rukshana, patient will start saying good, because after treating a good number of physicians, blood level is not coming down 400, 500 in like that. Then it's 3 days. Once the 3 days are over, think of Dhanvantara Gutta. Dhanvantara Gutta is only Gutta which is clearly mentioned for Madhumeha. Dhanvantara Gutta or Dhanvantara Taila for Snehapana. Gutta, I prefer Gutta for Snehapana. It contains Jenanda Taila also. Then followed by Abhyanga with Dhanvantara Taila, or if patient is little obese, I prefer even this Brosanavri Taila. Go with Virachana. I recommend Virachana Dravya patient to patient. I'll give sometimes Vipatikara Churna, or sometimes I give Rechakavati, sometimes I give Trifala Churna with honey. Like little modification based on the Roga and based on the Bala of an individual. The patient gets drastically after 4 days. You have to proceed with the shoulder stop. The question is, like during Shodhananga Snehapana, the symptoms are reducing. Here I would like to say, you need not to worry about the symptom, whether it is increasing or it is going to reduce. You need not to worry about that. One thing, if symptoms are reducing, means I think the dose you are giving little less you are giving. The way one has to increase the dose, that is not followed. If you are giving like lesser dose, maybe 30, 40, 50, like this, the 10 ml of increasing dose tend to give the Shamananga effect, and maybe the Lakshanas may sometimes show us as an pacifying time being. need not worry about that. Follow the Lakshanas, Samyak Lakshanas of Snehapana. There you preferably you stick on to Ajasta Sneha Darshanas, maybe after 3 days. Ajasta Sneha Darshana. Lakshanas may not be necessary. Ajasta Sneha Darshana, Sneha, Desha, you can think and you can stop Snehapana, rather Lakshanas. You need not to think of Lakshana, rather think of Samyak Snehana Lakshana, preferably Ajasta Sneha Darshana. The question is, what all the different techniques of Rukshana we are adopting and what till how many days? I said, like, this application of Rukshana depends on the Amavastha. The Amavastha is there for last 5-6 days. Only with simple medicine it will be overcome. When the Amavastha is there for long standing, maybe 5 years, 10 years, there we need Udvartana also, we do it, we do Parisheka also, we give Lepa also, based on the condition. Again, Stavla patient is there, we do Udvartana. Amavata patient is there, we do Lepana, Ruksha Lepanas, like we have Jignasa Lepa, maybe Kolakulata, Dichuna Lepa, like that we have Lepanas, because patient, there we can't do the Udvartana. Where patient, even for Pakshagata patient also we do Rukshana, there also we do Parisheka. So based on the condition, based on the avastha, we have a different selection of Rukshana methods. How many days you are doing? Okay, this is a good question. It doesn't relate with the number of days, rather it is with Nirama Lakshanas. So practically I have seen, if you do more Rukshana, patient will say some Lakshanas like patient Shula will be increasing. Patient will say my pain is increasing. Patient may say, I am little constipated. After coming here, after taking treatment, patient may say, I am little constipated. And patient will say, my dry is skin. And patient may say, I am having good appetite and I am feeling hungry or appetite than that of earlier days. And patient may say, my taste is improved. So this shows, these are like some lakshanas where patient will be telling. There you can think of avoiding the further Rukshana. If you start doing further Rukshana, 100% there will be Atiruksha Lakshanas and end up with another complications. No, rather assess these Lakshanas every day, assess the Lakshanas, then think of to continue or not to continue. Then you look at the Nirama Lakshanas are there. That also you can see, that also you can assess and you can stop it. It doesn't to do with number of days, rather the Lakshanas, Nirama Lakshanas. If any more questions, you are most welcome to the Jignasa Ayush, and time is coming short. I will be thanking you once again to the group of Jignasa and especially Dr. Adar and all the audience who have viewed. If any more questions, please you can share with me later. I'll be sharing this PPT, and there I'll be giving my email also. You can share whatever the best knowledge I have. I can put forward for you. Thank you.